All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very special 201st episode of the BCP. Guys, thank you so much for helping out yesterday with our fundraiser, of course, for BCP 200 for Feeding America. I want to thank everyone on this panel for being involved and giving the shout outs. I want to thank everyone who donated, all the bands, all the superstars, all the promoters, all the performers, just everyone who donated and who's a part of it in some way. Thank you so much for helping out with Feeding America. We have helped feed over 7,000 families. We've raised over $720 thus far. You guys can keep donating. Check all the BCP socials. And right now, I am excited to talk AEW Beach Break with one of my favorite panels of all time. At first, please welcome back to the show. He is hashtag lay editor-in-chief of thepopbreak.com. He is hashtag Dad Stinks, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Orange, Bill Bodkin. What's up, brother? How are you?
Oh, it is Bill. I thought it was Orange Cassidy.
Good.
I love it.
Also, thanks for a hashtag Dad Stinks. Like, thanks for saying I'm a shitty dad on this podcast.
I said Dad Instincts. Did the mic cut out?
You said Dad Stinks.
I said hashtag. Dude, I always say, all right, let's move on. There's going to be a lot of heat in this. Oh, thumbs down. There's going to be a lot of heat in this podcast. I could already tell. So let's first throw it over before things get too heated to our good friend from the All Elite Pod. You know him from the No Holds Barred Network. He is the self-proclaimed best podcast host of all time. The man, the myth, the legend, the real Kyle Masters. What's up, bro? How are you?
So close. You're this close. The self-proclaimed greatest host.
What did I say?
Best podcast host, but I love that too. I'll take both.
Okay.
I'll take whatever you can give me. I'll take. But yeah.
This is why I'm never a ring announcer, man. But how are you, bro? Thanks for making the time, a last minute run in here. But we always love having you.
Oh, as soon as I heard Kimmy was here, I had to be here.
Oh.
Wait, Kenny or Kimmy?
Oh, Kimmy. Kenny's here. He's back up. He's up there.
It was a real
there.
Pan situation. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Pan.
We're already having fun. Well, thank you, Kyle, for being there and making the time. And please welcome back to the show after a stellar debut week. We're so excited to have her back. You know her from the YouTube channel, Kimmy Talks Wrestling. She just did a great Royal Rumble review. She had a great review with Izzy. So much going on for you. You've done meet and greets all weekend. Big shout to our friend Richie over there. You were doing meet and greets virtually with the likes of Britt Baker, Velvet Sky. So we're all about the name drops. The hardest working woman in the business, Miss Kimmy. What's up, Kimmy? How are you?
I'm here not to get shame belled, and he's already showing the bell. I'm having issues already. I'm doing good besides that.
Well, it's good. It's good to see you. I think we do have some work to do here. And I'll say this real quick, guys. So it was originally just Kimmy and Bill on the show. We were going to have someone else. We had a cancellation. Kimmy was asking, is Kyle going to be here? Now, Kimmy kind of had a bone to pick with Kyle. She did get the shame bell. And I think realistically, Kimmy did the best out of all of us. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the, she's flexing over there. Predictions.
It wasn't you, bro.
I don't want to ruin my blazer. I don't want to flex in this, too swole.
Well, you picked Abaddon anyway, so it didn't work out for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already
He's just doing that so she wouldn't haunt his nightmares any further. But
true.
there's still an eliminator in his dreams to come.
Oh boy. Well, thank you guys for making time. We're already having too much fun. Real quick, I do want to shout the Royal Rumble last night. It was stellar. Yes, Bill, I know it's an AEW show. I know you're all about it, but I'm all about
right. Who picked them all right?
Hey, you know what? Good for you, Bill. Like I'll give you a great round of applause.
For once.
And
ravioli on this podcast like Kevin Nash now.
Stop. But I do have to shout out what I thought was a stellar Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I just wanted to shout that out. And Bill, I'll give you this. Great review on the popbreak.com, man. So shout for the website. Kimmy, you did a little review as well. So I thought the women's match was masterful. It was so great to see the likes of Victoria, a deep cut with Jillian, Hall come back. So there were so many great moments and very happy for Bianca Belair. Just a great show. I wish that ref handcuff thing didn't really go down. Kimmy, I saw you talking about. Did you watch, Kyle? I wasn't sure you were a WWE guy.
So, well, I wouldn't say I'm not a WWE guy.
Oh, okay, I thought you didn't watch.
Stuff in my background that clearly states I was a WWE guy at one time. Like,
okay,
you got Paige and Kevin Owens over there, but
well, that's a Canadian thing. You have to root for Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I was just gonna say shout outs to my two Toronto boys, Christian and Edge, in the Royal Rumble. That was sweet.
Yeah.
And Christian, that shocked the hell out of me. I was like, oh man, that deserves such a crowd. Like, that deserves such a crowd for him coming back. That's just as big as a return as Edge. Like he was toast with his concussions, but I guess never say never does actually mean something in this business.
Yeah, very, very well said, man. So you enjoyed it, Kyle, overall?
I did.
Okay.
I nothing against my homeboy Toronto Edge, but I would pick someone different. I'm standing by my ground, and I think he's had put so much work in this business, and he's not gotten one single world title run. Cesaro should have freaking won the Royal Rumble.
Guess who's a free agent coming up real soon?
I know.
Cesaro gonna walk.
Yeah, because this was the time to do it, if any, because he's just such a workhorse. He has multiple opportunities to leave and pull and do a Drew, but no, he stayed loyal. This guy always gets shafted. He never gets a world title run. Like, yeah, it's fine. It was a cool moment. Like, Edge had his moment last year in Royal Rumble. He had it with crowd. He had that big moment. I don't know. I love the show. I just didn't agree with the result.
I get you, man. And I really enjoyed it too. Like, it was the most fun I had watching a pay-per-view in a very long time. I live with some of my closest friends, so it was very cool to just have the pops being very genuine, especially in this day and age, man. So it was really, really cool. I enjoyed it. Again, the women's match was masterful, but I'll also say this, the KO Roman Reigns match was great. But that refs, like I did the math too, because I saw the ref come out kind of super early and Heyman struggling. I'm like, oh, get him off camera. Sure enough, he reaches 5 or he's about to go to 6. Cut him away.
There was a light there. Like, they could have done the thing where, like, he's pretending to be cuffed behind, like holding on to it, not actually cuffed.
That's a great point too, but it's all on the fly. It's all live. I would have done some things differently. It just took away from that match, and it was so great. And that match was like a 10, maybe a 9. I take away half a point, maybe a point for that. Other than that, though, loved the pay-per-view. Real quick, I'm going to throw it to Kimmy because she did a great job, and she addressed that as well on her show.
Thank you. I will say I did mark heavily hard for the Messiah's return. We're back, baby. But I will say the order of this pay-per-view kind of got me because I felt like the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns match after the Women's Royal Rumble, which was to me the better of the 2 Rumbles, I felt like it did not have to follow the Women's Royal Rumble because, for the men's, we had the rumors of a Rollins, a Jay White, and all those bigger names. And to me, you're supposed to pay so much attention because this is the bigger storyline rather than Drew versus Goldberg. So how am I supposed to be equally as excited if you already took all my energy out for the women's? I would have started with the Women's Royal Rumble, have Roman and KO be in the middle, and then the men's main event. I wouldn't have had back.
Kimmy, this is why you're here. I couldn't agree more. I see Bill shaking his head at some things. I personally couldn't. Bill, you're next. I couldn't.
Here, Bill. Here,
in the way.
Oh, no, not for her.
In the words of
I shame no one's opinions except for like Rob. But
there it is.
Like, I'm not going to shame Kimmy's opinions.
In the words of Goldberg, Bill, you're next. But I'll say this, Kimmy, I agree with your point. I was like still coming down from that Women's Rumble. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. It was masterfully done from the little things. The 24/7 spot I thought was great. The returns, Bianca and Rhea being there at the end, the pure emotion, the elation from Bianca Belair at the end was so genuine. Man, I just can't say enough good things. I could go on. I could go on and on. I know this is an AEW show. Bill, I'm gonna ask you to take off the AEW filtered lens for 1 second and talk to me a little bit about the Royal Rumble. Your thoughts?
Well, being having written about wrestling for like watched wrestling for over 30 years and written about it for 20, I can be fairly impartial. I can be fairly, and it seems impossible that I can't be impartial, but I can be. The Women's Royal Rumble, as it always is, way better than the men's. It's always better. And the men's Royal Rumble was fairly boring up until we got to like the final 10 or so. It was just like, here's guys, they're not going to win. There's no shot.
They made it way too obvious that Orton was going to come back at the end.
Yeah.
That was the most obvious thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it was just like, no kidding. Randy Orton's going to come back. Like,
they focused on him like 8 times going up the ramp. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's happening here.
Yeah. My problem with the last man standing match, I wrote it up on Pop Break, was WWE doesn't do blood. So the problem is, instead of 2 guys fighting it out, blood coming down their face. So no, blood's not for everyone. But you have to go to wacky hijinks Looney Tuneville. And you have to have forklifts go on people. And let's have sets fall on people. And let's have a soundboard blow up. Let's do all sorts of wacky bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns don't need that. Now, the Big Show, Kane, Raven / Kenny Omega, Sammy Guevara, golf cart spot was awesome. The Swanton off the forklift was cool. But at the same time, it's like the handcuffs and the ref bumps and the Titantron thing. And you're just like, these guys could just beat the shit out of each other and it'd be so much better. And if one of them was bleeding, oh man, how much cooler would that be? Or if we didn't have any of that and Roman Reigns just choked Kevin Owens out because Roman Reigns is a badass, so much cooler than Mystery Science Theater 3000. Let's just stop. And that's an insult to Mystery Science Theater 3000. Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre. Oh man, that was the stuff of nightmares. Because we're like, oh crap.
That was a 2K match with unlimited finishers turned on.
I said the same thing going into it. That's what I said in the prediction show. Go ahead, Bill.
Goldberg coming out like a retired dad trying out MMA for the first time in his shorts. And he was just like blown up in 4 seconds. And you're like, this match sucks. This feud sucks.
He was dry heaving after the first spear.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And this was a good Rumble. Like Rumbles are like pizza. Like, listen, even the worst kind it's still pizza, but this, a lot of the other stuff was just, it was okay. But love Edge winning. It's going to be really cool. People are complaining like, oh, another old guy in there. I'm like, there's a great story behind Edge. There's like, we all got behind him last year. Bad circumstances. Cool. He's back. And
but is he going to win the world title?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you have him beat Drew because you never should have had Drew drop it to Randy.
You're never going to have the next Edge if you keep doing this, though.
No, Kyle.
I don't.
Brother. First off, listen. No nail polish.
Yeah.
Nail polish. So it's like this. I have a 6-year-old. I had a booking at the.
How many times are they going to do this?
Listen, here's my thought and theory because I can sell people on anything. Is Edge beats Drew. He finally vanquishes Randy, clears that slate. SummerSlam, whoever you want to be the next anointed guy. Boom.
You don't build to SummerSlam.
No.
You build to Mania. Mania is your show. You're
no,
not
because
SummerSlam.
No. Again. Edge is short term. So you just knock him out with Randy.
It's a waste.
It's not.
I see Kimmy pulling the Zach Morris. Kimmy, what do you got?
No.
No.
That's not Zach Morris. That's T-Bar. And we got to wrap this up because I'm getting.
I am.
It's a WWE show or AEW show.
I will, but I will say it won't be Drew. It won't be Drew. Orton's going to beat Drew at Fastlane and have Orton Edge like they wanted last year for the title, which was the rumor. And they finally have it, and here we go. It's going to be the third match, the grudge match. We're going to end there. Have your Edge Rollins match that you've needed since 2014 when Rollins tried to break Edge's neck. Boom.
So there's a wedding that's happening between.
All right.
There is a wedding.
All right. Let's get into it.
I got my blazer for it. I'm good.
What a guy. I love it. But we're already off to a great start. I love the difference of opinion here. We're having a lot of fun. No, this is great. And again, I think, we're kind of covering a lot of bases here, which I love about the BCP. We cover everyone. So this is great. Now, Bill, yes, we will finally get into our AEW beach break picks, as I know Bill needs a break from WWE stuff right now. So we'll talk AEW, my friend. Don't worry. And we're big fans of AEW. So let's start with ladies first, like we always do here on the BCP. We're going to talk about Britt Baker, who Kimmy did a virtual meet and greet with this past week. Really great job. Thanks to Britt for doing that. That's
Britt Baker.
Doctor, excuse me, for sure. DMD. And she was fantastic from what I saw on the stream.
You got to eat with her now.
Oh, stop. Versus former guest of the BCP, name drop, Thunder Rosa. Now, we are actually going to do ladies first because Kimmy had a stellar debut, and she's knocking out of the park as far as I'm concerned already. Kimmy, what do you got for this match?
So there is a nice little tournament coming up, I see, that I believe
soon.
It's coming soon. I don't know when soon is, meaning they already announced the first match. with Serena Deeb and Riho.
I could rant all day on that. I did not like
and
that.
I can counter every part of that rant, but that's okay.
But I believe
I listened last week.
I believe Britt Baker will be the winner of said tournament, and she needs to look strong going into the tournament, which is why Britt Baker is beating Thunder Rosa. Reba will be there. I don't know if she's going to get involved or not, but Britt Baker's my girl. I just worked with her. My role model, my DMD, Britt Baker all the way.
That's a yeah, and the flex again. Watch out for Kimmy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Thunder Rosa, and I don't feel super strongly about it, but this is not a tournament match. Correct me if I'm wrong, not officially. So I'll say Britt takes the L here, moving into tournament. She goes very, very far, perhaps all the way to get that number one contender spot. So I'll say Thunder Rosa takes this one, but I could go the other way very easily. Because Britt has definitely been getting that push. But AEW keeps us on our toes. Let's throw it to Kyle.
Well, because I want to hear the counter. Because I read some, or Tiff read me some of the counter when Bill was listening last week. I didn't agree with them announcing Riho without making that a surprise. Because I said on my podcast last week that Riho was your top person from when they started AEW until she left and COVID and everything. Why did you not make that a surprise? And then when they announced it, they literally spent 5 seconds on air saying, oh, by the way, the tournament's going to start. This is the match. And then they stopped talking about it. They didn't mention why Riho was back, how she got back, when she got back.
Plain, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but like they didn't spend time on it. They just said, oh, it's like she's been here the whole time. It's like, oh, yeah, by the way, Serena Deeb's going to take on Riho. It's like they you know what I mean, Bella? They're acting like she's been here the whole time, and she hasn't been here the whole time. The fans know that we're not stupid. We know that she's been gone for a long period of time. Why wouldn't you not make a big deal out of Riho, who was probably your most dominant world champion besides Hikaru, who's been one of your biggest women since you started the company? Why wouldn't you not make that a surprise?
Because it's just been so talked about for so long, and I felt like they've been dragging this out of when she's coming back. So just finally like, hey, and people are just like, have been, and rightfully so, as I have said multiple times, people are so down on that women's division to be like, oh, hey, by the way, that's happening. And then everyone's like, what? Wait, what? And that's what everyone is talking about. Are people talking about that main event, which was awesome, between the Dark Order and I guess we're the Bullet Club, because we're not doing the New Japan angle as BTE told us today, which I don't believe. People were like, real. And people was like, what? Like it was like one of those things that blink and you miss it, but it's like, that caught my eye. I want to know what that is. And now they've hooked people, because I feel like people don't have faith. No, I know people don't have faith in AEW and booking women. So they're like, hey, look at that. That's an awesome match. And remember, they said this is the American side of the bracket. So we have this whole thing in Japan, which may be filmed in Japan. It may be over here. I think we're going to get a whole road to the women's eliminator tournament. And I think this was just, as I just use this stupid analogy every time, it's the amuse-bouche. It's if you watch Top Chef, you know what that is. It's this little sampling of just like what's to come. And I think they needed that big hook to reassure people who just constantly every week, anytime AEW says, hey, here's something with women, people are like, book them better. Like this is their reassurance, I think, to people of, hey, we are listening, hopefully, we all hope. And we're kicking this eliminator off huge, because one person who wasn't in the Royal Rumble last night, who a lot of people, myself included, sorry, I just keep laughing. I keep forgetting I have paid a fingernail. It's one person who was not in the Rumble last night, who has been a BTE guest star, Taya Valkyrie. Now, could she show up on Raw tonight before we're recording? Of course. But there's a good shot she shows up. And that'll be like, we could be in store for something huge. Impact can be involved. NWA can still be involved. Like, women from Dark, definitely women on the AEW roster. Women from Japan, we don't know.
If Riho was able to fly over, they probably got a couple more.
Well, Emi Sakura is the only other person I know who's said it, because she tweeted, I can't wait to fight for the title again. But this could be the start. And again, could is the optimal underlined and bolded word in this sentence. This could be the start to we're finally getting that women's division kicked into another gear in AEW. And I think by just teasing Riho, our first champion, been gone for a year, we got her back. She's fighting Serena Deeb. That's a main event any night of the week and twice on Sunday. We're starting off with that. Boom. Things are going to happen. Mountains are moving. Bodies
Still
are
on the
shaking.
fence. But as for the Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker.
Listen, I'm going to bring you over the fence. I'm going to bring you over. I'm going to grab both hands, bringing you over. It's happening. It's going to be great.
I've got the grapple hook hooked, man. I'm not coming down.
That's a Braun Strowman reference I don't like. Yeah, so you're going with, who are you going with?
Oh, that match. Yeah. Not Britt Baker. Sorry, Kim.
Feel the thunder.
Thunder Rosa is just, I think this one's weird for me. It's weird. I don't know why. It's just for some reason my gut's telling me Thunder Rosa, but my head's telling me like, oh well, maybe I shouldn't. But
go in the middle. What's in your heart? So stupid.
There is no in the middle. This isn't going to be a no contest because that's not a thing in AEW.
No, I said your head says this, your gut says this, in your heart, which is in the middle. What does it say?
Oh boy.
Not even drinking, folks.
Final. There it is. Final answer, Kyle. What you got?
I'm just going to pick Thunder Rosa.
My guy.
I want to have more of an explanation, but for some reason I can't think of it. Right now.
I'm with you. It's like thunder with my heart, but with my mind, Brett. I feel you on that. Bill, what do we got here?
I'm going with the good doctor because it's time to get that. It's time to just light that fuse. Here comes the boom dynamite. It's like that rocket ship is just going, man, and it's been going at a very slow pace. It's time to let it go. Also AEW, if you're listening, you're not, but if you are, one, hire me. I really hate my job, and two, open with this match. This is a hot match. They're going to beat each other up, and it's going to be awesome. So open with this match, but Britt, by hook or by crook, she's winning it. Thunder Rosa. Then I want to see a first blood match.
Shout out to Thunder Rosa too, who followed me in the podcast for whatever reason. So
yeah, she did because she does everything. She puts in the work. I love that. She cares about.
This morning, I'm like, "Is this fake account?" And I saw the verified logo. I'm like, "Oh, okay, hi."
She's the best.
Hello.
She's the best. All right, guys, let's take it to our next match. For some reason, things are a little bit different here, but let's move on. It's like, where's Waldo? Anyway, let's take on Eddie Kingston taking on Lance Archer in a late match that was added. I believe it's a lumberjack match. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll throw it first to Mr. Bill Bodkin. Your thoughts on this match? Double B.
Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good, man. Lance Archer, Eddie Kingston, two hosses just slapping the piss out of each other. It's going to be a good time. I think this is going to be, since Lance Archer doesn't exactly have a posse to back him up, Butcher and the Blade, I'm sure will be a lumberjack team. I'm going to go with everyone's favorite partner, Eddie Kingston, because we're going to get the blow off match and some sort of violent ends at Revolution. Because these two had a great match on Dynamite, really good chemistry together. Lance Archer, talk about a guy who was just like dead in the water for such a long time and now is just like a star. And like Eddie Kingston's just the best. So yeah, I think we're gonna have a third match at Revolution because you need to fill out Revolution. I think you got a good story here of Lance trying to get that W and him ultimately beating Eddie at Revolution.
Very well said, Bill. I'll go this way. I think Lance Archer does take this one. Eddie Kingston's been in kind of like that main event picture, main spotlight anyway, top tier as he deserves. Now it's time for Lance Archer to shine a little bit. We'll see what grouping he's involved with moving forward, but I think he's better as a solo guy, having Jake in the corner. Former guest of the BCP, got to get that in there. And I'll throw it over to Miss Kimmy.
So I don't know what they're doing with Jake because he's like Lance sent Jake to the back on Wednesday. So like, are they done? I know like Lance is a face now, so I'm like, what are you doing? I see Lance taking this one. I see after this mini feud, he's got to go after that TNT title. You got to put some gold on him. It's been too long after his after bigger feuds. He's just swimming. Make him do something. He's a big name.
Just keep swimming.
Kyle.
I have a serious question here. So I'm trying to pull it up on my phone because I was ultra confused when I seen this picture by Lance Archer posted on his Twitter account of all his hair on the ground. And I was like, hey, what? Did he actually cut all his hair off or what's going on here? Because I know last week was taped.
I believe he just keeps shaving the sides, and it's just that middle braid.
Okay. So actually, it's just like the red he just took out. So it looks like I can't show that.
No, but I saw it. I believe it's just the side, and it's just that very long middle braid.
I was ultra confused. I'm like, did he just shave all that off, and he's gonna be like bald Strowman bald? Like, anyways, yeah, I can't see Kingston getting 2 wins in a row against Lance Archer 2 weeks in a row. That's to me, I feel like Lance Archer is just going to get his payback here. And then I do agree with like the rubber match being at Revolution. So, but
I'm saying Texas Death Match.
Maybe they brought the steel cage down to Jacksonville and we'll get a steel cage match that
crazy
one. So, but, for sure, I think Lance Archer's going over. I hope it's better than the last Lumberjack match. I actually wasn't too much of a fan as the last time they did it.
Which one was that?
That was one with Luchasaurus and I think it was Jake Hager. I thought
it was Wardlow.
Or
Wardlow.
Wasn't it Wardlow?
Oh, I like that match. Rob, you constantly talk about that match.
I did enjoy that match. Yeah.
I think let me rephrase it. Do better with camera cuts then, because there was a lot of camera. They were showing a lot of people like standing there for a good 15 to 20 seconds before the spot happening, right? I think it was the camera placement that made it awkward
before and miss eliminations or
but they're gonna beat the hell out of each other. They're gonna beat the living piss out of each other. It's gonna be epic. I'm wondering about the Lumberjacks because really Lance Archer really has nobody on his side, and you'll have Butcher and the Blade out there hopefully figuring out what attire they want to come out to next. Hopefully they pick one.
You're obsessed with that, dude. And I can explain with that in like 2 seconds.
Why?
They it all the time.
They wear the black when they go to the ring. They're white. That's their hanging out clothes. Andy Williams.
It doesn't. They don't make sense, either of them.
Andy Williams.
You got Dominatrix on one side and you got the Painters on the other side.
He's a saint of a man. He said, think about what we are. We carve meat, so we're wearing white. That's what our hanging out clothes. And then when you want the weirdo perverts to come kill people, we dress in black. And I'm just like, all right. Yeah, I mean that's like, well, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. I mean, like it makes sense.
I can't. You gotta just pick.
It's one. It's like all of a sudden someone changes their shirt on a podcast. It's weird.
Oh boy.
But
sometimes
these things happen.
That's so weird.
See. I'm picking Lance Archer. There we go.
Love it. Hashtag wrestling fashion. That goes out to our friend, the Queen of Any. That's for you, Queen. Kimmy, did we get to you? I'm sorry, there's been so much wrestling. Did we get to you on this? That's everybody, right?
Yeah, we did.
As far as the Lumberjacks are concerned, I would love to see Mr. Next to be blessed. Casey
used as a lawn dart again, like he was.
That was crazy, man. I was like, ooh, but that's our guy. Guys, shameless promo. Check out Casey taking on Ray Phoenix on AEW Dark, our number one guy since day one. Hashtag blessed. Hopefully Ray Phoenix will be the next to be blessed. I hope it's a really great match. I'm excited for that tomorrow night on YouTube on AEW Dark. Let's go to our next match. Let's talk about the number one contender tag team battle royale. You guys want to go to that one? That's a yes from Kimmy. I love it. The unbreakable Kimmy. So let's talk about the Young Bucks actually being in this match, taking on the FTR, Sammy Hagar. I cannot read my handwriting again. The Acclaim. Help me out here, guys. Santana and Ortiz, formerly LAX.
I had my notebook, I could tell you.
The Dark Order, and is that everyone?
Not
lots of teams. SCU.
No, they're not in it.
Oh, they're not?
No.
That was my pick. What do you mean they're not in it?
Do your research.
Oh, no.
No. That's not fair. Me and my dad.
I heard it. You are the research queen.
No.
I run an all elite podcast. They are not there.
I'm looking it up. No, because this is what happened.
I'll be the dad. I'll read off who's in it. I'm looking at the graphic as we speak. So Top Flight, Private Party, Jurassic Express, Stu and Uno, the Bucks, the Sexy Bastards, I guess they're calling themselves, Jericho and MJF, FTR, Sammy Hagar. I love that. Santana and Ortiz and the Acclaim. So no SCU, because let's remember we have the SCU storyline of
that was my reasoning. Here was my reasoning, because SCU was going to win and SCU was going to split up after they lost to the Bucks at Revolution. I had a whole storyline picked out for this match.
Double or Nothing. That's their WrestleMania. Well, All Out's probably their WrestleMania, but why not?
I'll let you think on it, Kimmy. Bill, real quick, your thoughts on this one.
Weird that the Young Bucks are in it. A little weird. Because it's like they teased, like, if we win, we're going. You two, I'm gonna put you both in timeout right now. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get this timeout because I'm gonna T-Bar Mania.
Sultan.
Sultan. I never get that. But you're Canadian, neither do you.
Dude, where's my car? Best movie ever.
That's a Canadian thing to say. But anyway, it's I don't know. That's the only insult I have for you, and it's not even an insult. You have a much better run country than we do.
Yeah, we're from Jersey, so there you go. Go ahead, Bill.
Anyway, regardless, is they're teasing like, oh, we'll face the Good Brothers if we win it. I don't think they're going to do that yet. That's down the road to me. I think that somehow, some way, the Bucks are not going to win this. Like, someone's going to interfere. Like, Don's going to come out or something. So who I'm thinking is, this is tough because the obvious choice is FTR, but that's too soon. So I'm going to go with Jericho and MJF. You want a pay-per-view? You want a pay-per-view restaurant quality pay-per-view match. That's it. And that's the one. So yeah, I would love to see that. And I would love to see it as they, of course, MJF has to eliminate Sammy to further that. So I'm going to go the Sexy Bastards, or the Sexy Hooligans. Sexy Hooligans, that's what they are.
Very interesting. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go the Dark Order. I see them getting somewhat of a little bit of momentum here. Yeah, for sure. Throw it up, guys. I think for sure the momentum here might go to the Dark Order. I'm loving everything they're doing, obviously. -1 has been great. I saw him on commentary. I mean, I'm taking commentary notes from -1. He's killing it right now. 10 has been fantastic. What's that?
Just yell at your broadcast partner, tell him to shut up.
Yeah. It was great. Excalibur. Shut up, Excalibur. I was dying, man. It was great. But I see the Dark Order making lots of moves here, just because they've been great. And obviously, after that great, fantastic tribute show, just, seeing everyone come together. It's amazing. Got to shout out, obviously, the New Day wearing those tights last night at the Royal Rumble. I mean, come on, man. That's what it's all about right there. That was amazing. But that being said, the Dark Order, even before everything, have just had a lot of momentum. They're a heel faction, but they're not. They're popular. They're funny. There's so many different moving parts, and I'm okay with it. I like the women involved. I like -1. 10 is a star as far as I'm concerned. I could go on and on. I see momentum for this group for a lot of reasons. And for that reason, I'm going to go the Dark Order on this one. Long overdue. One thing I miss about indie shows, just to real quick, we've been lucky to have a few, is that we would see members of the Dark Order show up at like WrestlePro or whatever. And that was like really cool. I like that they were all over the place. So I do miss that very much. But I digress. Kimmy, I'm going to let you think a little more and we'll throw it down my Brady Bunch square here to Mr. Kyle.
Don't you get upset down there. I saw that half sigh. Anyways.
You're in the main event spot. Take it.
Well, so I think the winner of this battle royal is not going to mean anything. I think the Young Bucks are gonna retain the titles regardless if they win it or whatever team comes out of this and goes to Revolution, because I think I agree with Bill. The story here is going to be eventually the Bucks and the Good Brother teasing the hell out of it. They're eventually going to face each other, but I think it's going to be at an event that AEW just trademarked a week ago.
Yep.
Battle of the Belts. I think that's going to be the AEW branded Dynamite. It's going to be like a Dynamite show or Impact show. I don't know what their plan is with that, but I know it's going to be a show that they're going to be trademarking that for. So I think that's going to happen. So Bucks will hang on to the belts. They'll either come out of this match as the team to do it and pick someone random, or I'm going with the dark horse pick of Private Party here because they have that title shot against the Good Brothers in February at the Impact
Surrender.
No Surrender. And I think it's gonna tie into this big money Matt making big money moves for their champion. He's gonna get the title shot at Impact's pay-per-view, and then they're gonna get the title shot at Revolution as well. So I think Private Party is gonna be the dark horse pick here. And
Private Party was the right,
but they're not gonna win, obviously. Like the Private Party is not gonna win either match, but I think they'll go with that storyline, and then after Revolution, we'll probably get some sort of announcement in between Revolution and Double or Nothing of when Battle of the Belts is, and that's where we're gonna get that big Impact AEW crossover event.
So the next Double or Nothing is
May.
They might push
Memorial
that
Day weekend.
They may push that.
Yeah, maybe because now that I could see him pushing it like to the first weekend in June. So yeah, you could see that in April or March or April doing that.
Very interesting. Kimmy, have you had time to think on this one? And you know what? Wednesday hasn't happened yet. SCU could be part of it. Just saying.
If they are, Kyle, we're going to have some words on Twitter. I don't care.
Nope. As of right now, no research done. Shame.
No, because, like Adam Pearce said, the card subject is to change, my friend. Anyway, I'll go all around the square here, and I'll go on everyone's point. I agree with Kyle. No matter what happens, the Young Bucks. Oh, I know, right? The Young Bucks are retaining. I'll go with Bill. MJF and Jericho are going to be the ones to win it because that is the only pick to me that makes sense because this is the feud, and now MJF is going to be like, look at us, we're the real tag team. LAX over there, you guys suck. You were supposed to be a tag team. Hoo-hoo. And then they're going to go into this match way too freaking cocky. Then the Young Bucks are going to win. Then the Inner Circle's going to break up. Then we're going to have MJF Jericho 2 at Double or Nothing in May.
Too early. I think it's too early for that match, but it will happen again for sure. I still think you got to put the belts on Santana and Ortiz at some point.
I agree.
Oh, they need it.
They're too good. They're too good.
Yeah.
And their new figures are ridiculously accurate.
I like what you're saying.
Hype. Like, do you guys? Sorry to cut you off there.
No, please,
Rob. But do you remember all the hype when they were before they signed with AEW? Like when LAX were making the rounds into free agent, like there was so much hype between these guys. And I remember a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're gonna pick AEW for sure." And I'm like, "Oh well, I mean, if WWE throws enough cash at them, they might go over to NXT, and maybe they'll go to New Japan. We don't really know." But there was so much hype between these guys, and they rightfully so because they are an incredible tag team. And I had my co-host Tiff vouched the hell out of them to me because House of Glory nuts, right? So, Tiff knows Private Party. Like Tiff has watched these guys grow as a tag team and knew all the hype behind them. Because at the time, I kind of knew about them, but I wasn't as hyped because I really wasn't.
Oh yeah, I mean I saw them on the Indies too when they were EYFBO.
Yeah. I remember reading about that. Yeah, so
yeah.
But I mean they main evented. I know Santana had some personal stuff he had to take care of, so I think that like they were giving him. I think AEW gives people time.
Yeah.
And so but I think they're
Tony Khan's a man.
They're they actually care about their employees. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh yikes!
Oh dude, bad mental.
All right, let me.
But no, I'm saying they're due, and I think they will be due.
Yeah.
And when and if they get in with FTR, that's going to make that last a long time because that's going to be real good.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens here, guys. I'm definitely excited for this match. And one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen live on the Indies was LAX at the time, taking on the Rep. Really, really fantastic match, but I digress. Let's keep it moving here. And Kimmy, again, great job thinking on the long game. And everyone had a great point. Bill, MJF, and Jericho makes a lot of sense. Kyle, I like all the picks. That's what's so fun about this match. It's unpredictable. So I think we'll have a lot of fun. I'm very excited for this. Let's move on here. Let's talk about the wedding that we're very, very excited for. Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. Don't do it, Kip. Miro.
Miro. Personal stuff in there.
Miro. I digress. Miro, former guest of thepopbreak.com, formerly known as Rusev. Check that out. Great interview. Me and the Good Brother did with him. That was fantastic. Shameless promo aside, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think the build here has been so long. I kind of want to see Miro pop out of the cake again, or I think Orange is going to pop out of the cake a la
that was the point.
But the fact that we're all on the same page here, maybe they won't do that, but I think that's a huge pop. I think that's been the plan for a while. And especially after the Rumble using the golf cart thing, Orange coming out of the cake or whatever it is, we'll definitely see some sort of turn. I don't know who it's going to be or how it's going to go down. I think the feud actually more so is going to be Miro taking on Cassidy. A lot of moving parts here. This could be a lot of fun. Someone's coming out of a cake at some point. We'll throw it back to Kimmy.
So I just want to make quick mention. Rusev's last big thing in WWE was what, everybody? A wedding! Coincidence? I think not. So weddings in WWE, weddings in wrestling suck. They're the worst.
Hey, except Impact, someone got shot.
Exactly. There was no purpose.
Oh God.
Let me clarify one thing. When you say they're the worst, do you mean like they never go through, or you just hate weddings and wrestling in general?
Both.
I mean, maybe you were too young to remember the Eric Bischoff. No. I'm saying, like, I don't know how old you were when this happened because I don't remember dates. Is when Eric Bischoff during the was it the Billy and Chuck?
Was that Billy Gunn?
Billy and
Chuck.
Chuck.
That was the gay wedding,
Billy
right? And then he pulled it off.
Man.
Yeah, and the 3-minute warning came out, and the Godfather came. Like,
most underrated theme, by the way. 3-minute warning theme. I love that theme song.
And that
Kimmy,
team.
Kimmy,
That was great.
Kimmy, you know your history. Kimmy, you have the floor. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was 2, by the way. I was 2.
That's exactly why I said that. So
but I knew it, though.
You were probably still in swaddling clothes, so let's, just prefacing that.
But I think that the biggest thing coming out of this wedding is Miro is going to turn heel. We saw it a couple weeks ago on Dynamite when Miro was just this dominant, monster building through everybody. This is what he needs. He needs gold around his waist. Miro's the future. WWE's messed up. AEW's got to do it right.
So does Miro go, I object?
No, but
I've been tossing that around. I object.
No,
Dude, this is a terrible idea.
Chuck should say it. Chuck should be like, I object.
I object.
He's not going to object, but the way he's going to go, I do whatever. Then Miro's just going to stand there, and then he's just going to attack Sabi, and then Penel's going to be like, oh my God, no way, this is my wedding day.
But why? Just to be a bad guy? Because he's already a bad guy. Yeah, it's 6-year-old. Come on.
Ultimate bad guy. Ultimate heel.
Ultimate.
Yeah, but if you're doing it to heels that people already don't like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's my question. Is like if people don't like Kip and Penelope, so if Miro beats him up, people be like, yay.
But like to make him like monster and strong,
I get it. No, I totally get
turn him over.
He could almost, we have that tweener conversation. We could have that because he's pop. Again, like when I have this conversation every day, it's like you're a heel, but you're not. You're popular. Like I could see him. Again, he'll still be very popular, but kind of like taking it to that next level, up in his game, powerhouse, running through everybody. For that. No friends, no best man. Forget this Butler stuff. Like, let's go. I could totally see it. Bill, we'll throw it to you, man. Your thoughts?
I think I get what Kimmy's saying here. I'm going to go just a little different because I think what's going to happen is this is going to be a pivotal moment for everyone, I think, in the angle. I think this is the moment where Miro, because everyone's like, he's just in this stupid thing. And it's just like they're waiting because I think his first destination will be Darby Allin. Because once Darby, Team Taz, once that whole angle, which is taken forever and ever or anything to happen, I think that's going to end. And I think Miro and Darby on a collision course. And he's going to take, and Miro's going to take the TNT title. Because what I think is, Miro, I can see him. He's like, I paid for the wedding. I put this whole thing together. I'm the best man. Because obviously he's rich as hell. I mean, just look at his clothes. He dresses like an oligarch. And it's just like, he's going to be incensed that someone destroyed his best friend's wedding. So he's going to go after Orange Cassidy, the biggest babyface in AEW, hands down. And he's going to run through everyone. This is where we're going to see the path of destruction for Miro from here. And I think this also is where you have to, by Kip and Penelope being associated with him still, that's going to make Penelope more important, give her more spotlight, and Kip to be his Stevie Richards, to be his flunky, to be the guy he knocks around a little bit. I'm a little disappointed we didn't see a lot of the, Chuck Taylor, like, taped vignettes of him washing the dog and like, as an ode to the Kevin Von Erich, Jimmy Garvin angle, like just like embarrassing little vignettes. It's just been like a couple things here and there. But I think Orange Cassidy will slowly make his way out of a cake. Like, I think they will cut into it and he will just slowly arise. Or he'll just slowly pop into frame somehow. Yeah. And then Chuck only has to be the butler till the wedding, I think. So then he's free to do whatever he wants. Somehow Sue's going to get involved, probably. It's going to be bananas.
Yeah. Kyle, I feel like you have something really good for us.
Oh, I didn't like what Bill said. So Kyle, please save the segment.
No, not at all. We need different opinions. If we all agree, it's not fun.
I don't know what to think about this thing. Orange Cassidy's going to have like a funny moment. That's for sure. That's like a given. I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, okay, what do I want from this? Yeah, Rusev is eventually going to have like a dominant run. I think the next time he's a baby face, we'll probably wait till there's crowd, because that with crowd, the Miro Day stuff will go over as hell, because Rusev Day was over as hell on its own. Miro Day is going to go hand in hand with that. After Revolution, I'd love for him and Darby to go at it in a feud. That'd be something worth to see. And then maybe at Double or Nothing, it comes to a conclusion, or they have a match in Dynamite. I'm not really sure where to do with Rusev at this point. I really haven't sat here and kind of think of a path for him. I like the Darby idea. As for the wedding, just give me something crazy. Don't make it like boring and then just, an Orange Cassidy moment. Give me something. Give me a Christian and Trish and Jericho type turn, like, nice. Like maybe like Kip, like maybe they agree, and like, I don't know, like Penelope, someone says object, and then they end off the thing with them making out on stage, like something. Give me like something edgy, just not this like boring type of wedding with Orange Cassidy comes out of the cake, like that everyone knows is gonna happen. If you're gonna build up this wedding, something big's got to go down. I hope it's just not like nothing, and then they kind of like Orange Cassidy comes out of the cake, there's a brawl, someone goes through the cake, like Kip goes through the cake, or Penelope and ruins her dress or whatever, and that's it. That's just like, like they could have been safe for dark or whatever. It's something's got to happen. Just give me something in this that's gonna be like, okay, we've built all this up for something, unless someone new joins the fold, because Trent's still hurt for a long period of time. So
the AEW has yet, to my knowledge, which is scattered at best, has yet to not deliver on like entertainment segments for the most part. I would say they're batting about 900 right now. So I can't see them just being like, and Tony Khan's a student in the game when it comes to stuff like this. So there has to be something outside of your run-of-the-mill thing. Orange Cassidy slowly coming out of a cake will make me laugh.
I feel it's got to be edgy too. It can't be friendly, family. It's got to be something edgy, especially to do with a wedding. You got to stay away from typical WWE type weddings. Yeah. You got to add something to this.
I think Kyle, that's a home run, man. Again, if this is around the horn, 2 points for Kyle right there. No shame bell on that one, man. Really, really great job. You got me thinking about that.
I get one for Kimmy.
No, stop.
Why?
That was
Don't be a hoser.
That was unnecessary.
I'll be a hoser.
Don't be a hoser.
Stop it.
Unnecessary.
I agree.
All right. Anyway, I like what you're saying, Kyle. I will give you credit for that, credit where it is deserved. You bring up Trish, Christian, Jericho. That's just such a very, very good point, sir. I think that's great. The fact that all of us kind of said, hey, Orange Cassidy's going to come out of a cake. He's going to feud with Orange Cassidy.
What if it's Orange Cassidy?
Yeah, exactly.
What if it's him and Penelope making out on stage?
I like the left field thinking.
What happens if he's the minister? It's the only one they can find.
Yes.
Like, we have no one who can do this wedding. It's just like,
what if Penelope ends up with someone else or something crazy like that out of left field? You don't see come. Wouldn't be the first time something like that happened. But I digress.
John Silver.
Let's move on. Let's take it home.
Johnny Hungry for love. Well, not for me.
let's take it home to what I believe will be the main event of the show, unless I'm missing something like I usually am.
Announced it, yeah.
The Good Brothers and Kenny Omega, Kyle's personal favorite, taking on Ray Phoenix, who is taking on Casey Navarro tomorrow night on AEW Dark on YouTube, 7 p.m., I believe. And taking on, of course, like I said, Ray Phoenix, Pac, whatever it is, and Moxley. Again, my thoughts here. I like what they're doing with Omega, the Good Brothers, the Young Bucks, all that good stuff. But again, like the factions for me getting all intertwined and mixed. Obviously, Pentagon, I believe, is hurt in some form or fashion. Get well soon. I'm a big fan of his. I hope to see you back very soon. So now we have Mox in the mix, which again is just like, that's always confusing me. There's just so many moving parts. That's one of my pet peeves. But it's going to be a great match. It's going to be awesome. Mox is going to kill it. He had a great promo, this and that. That I saw Kyle and Tiff talking about. Check out their latest episode on All Elite Pod. That was great. Kyle, Omega's your favorite. I don't see Omega losing in any sort of form or fashion anytime soon, even in a tag match. I'm going to go with Omega. Kyle, we'll throw it to you real quick.
Omega's not going to lose any match until whoever's going to dethrone him dethrones him.
Correct.
Yeah, and
done.
And which I thought 2 months ago was going to be a revolution that they were building towards that, but clearly that's going to be, they're going to probably put that in the back burner until we're back to normal, and then that deserves a freaking crowd, man. Like this rebuilding of Hangman Page's like career is a thing. You can tell, like with BTE and everything on Dark and Dynamite, that it's going to be a long time coming. It's going to feel great when there's crowd to appreciate that more. But this match is going to be, I think, really good. Obviously you got the band back together, Too Sweet, and you got which was probably supposed to be Death Triangle originally, I'm assuming, but because of the Pentagon injury. But it does make sense though, Rob, because Kenny and John are currently feuding together.
Yeah.
So it kind of works that they could insert John into that mix. And I'm wondering, are they like, I said it on last week's All Elite podcast. I'm like, I hope this is this Wednesday, we're going to get what Kenny's doing at Revolution for the world title, because not having your world title match booked by now or some sort of direction, because it does look like maybe they're doing a rematch between Moxley and Omega for the title at Revolution, but do we need to see that again? To me, in my heart, I don't want to see it again. I'd rather have Kenny go and defend the title against someone else, because he's had the title for 2 months now.
Well, it could be Pac.
That's what I was going to say. Pac.
That would, because man, if they can have another Iron Man match, I'd pay all the money in the world for that pay-per-view. I'd buy it over and over again. But I would love that. But I just hope that we get some sort of world title picture this Wednesday. Yeah. Like there's something happens after the match, or maybe like we get they like to just throw, like near the end of the show, they like to just throw like, oh, we just received word that this match is happening. We get like, okay, like Kenny's gonna face Pac at the world or at Revolution for the world title. We just found out now right before the main event. So I don't know. I really hope we get more of a picture as what's going on here, because I don't know. It's your world title. It's Kenny's first AEW World Championship. He's turned back to the cleaner. You know, they're being a big deal with this Impact crossover. Why is there no like set match and set kind of path towards Revolution right now?
Because we got a month to build.
I think very good.
We have actually 3 weeks to build.
Very good points.
That's not my strong point.
Very good points, gentlemen. Kyle again knocking it out of the park. Real quick, Kimmy, your thoughts on this matchup? Who's winning?
Well, I will say they actually, I don't know if you saw this, but they changed the date of Revolution to March 7th.
Oh,
so it would be,
right. 4 weeks.
It will be 4 weeks. Excuse me, All Elite Pod. Don't think you'd have that information out?
Oh, ring the bell at yourself, Kyle.
Ring the bell at yourself.
Self-ring. That's why I said 4 weeks, by the way.
4 weeks.
I will blame the graphic I'm looking on my phone, because
you had to know that.
Self-ring.
You're not the true All Elite Pod anyway.
Hey, at least I got the participants right.
Well, you got the date of the pay-per-view wrong.
You got the date wrong.
Same people.
They do 4 pay-per-views a year.
Literally. They don't change much. Anyway, this is interference central. Like, Tom's going to be out there. Possibly, maybe Rich Swann will come out. Maybe
I'd like it. I don't know.
I'd like it. Maybe, I don't know.
Kenta.
But, hey, he appeared on New Japan.
Yeah,
he did do that. Look at me with my knowledge. But there's no way that Kenny's losing. That would be just so sad. He's gonna hold this title for a really long time. The Good Brothers as well. I'm gonna go with Kenny and Pac for Revolution. I feel like that's really. I want them to build this thing with John for a while. I feel like it doesn't make sense to do it's not that it doesn't make sense, but like to rush it with John, too obvious. Give me a surprise. But this is gonna be an amazing match. My favorite thing is like there's not that many matches, longer matches, better matches. That's what I like.
Yeah, good job, Kimmy, and always with the stats. Very, very impressive. She's flexing again on everyone. Really, really good job, Bill. Very quickly, your thoughts on this one? I do agree it might be interference scheduled. Do we have the trifecta here? Does Kenny win?
Yes.
His team.
They're going to win. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to say Ray Phoenix is going to eat the pin. And I think the build to Revolution will culminate in two guys who fought each other a lot and have one of the few draws on Dynamite. It's going to be Moxley and Pac to determine who's going to go to Revolution to take on Kenny Omega, and Pac's going to win that. We then have a redemption arc to go on with, or
maybe that's when Kenta shows up. Maybe Kenta screws him out of that match because Moxley's showing up on Strong.
Yeah, we could do a lot of stuff here. Hell, we could have Josh Barnett show up. Let's not. Yeah. But maybe I wouldn't mind it.
But quick question though, Bill. If Kenta shows up, does that mean there's a relationship with Japan?
I mean, I've heard things, man, and no names.
That's been like the most kept secret out of everything.
Happened. I mean, they even said we have a relationship. John Moxley goes to New Japan. Chris Jericho is on New Japan. There's a relationship. But I think I'd love to see it. I don't know if I'd lay money on it. But I definitely think that's where we're going to go with Pac and Moxley. That Moxley does other things. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Bull Club.
Yeah. Oh, everyone throwing it up. All right, guys, really good job. And very quickly before we get out of here, and of course, turning to Beach Break on Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite. I know Bill will be watching that. And always instead of NXT. I know, man. He's an AEW guy. But the real winners, like
I watched it on DVR. I mean,
there you go, man. Dude, I love them both, but I am very excited for Beach Break. So everyone tune in and watch that. Again, watch AEW Dark tomorrow, featuring our good friend Casey Navarro. Real quick, guys, we'll give you 30 seconds each. Plug your shows and where everyone can find you on social media. We'll throw it to you, Kyle, first.
Oh no, pressure.
Rob's like,
the host of the call.
He's running out of the meter. Hurry.
Come on, Kyle.
I'm trying to plug. You can that's less plug time for you. It's okay. You can find the All Elite Podcast on Twitter at All Elite Pod. You can find us on the No Holds Barred Network on Twitter at NHB Network. We have a variety of different podcasts. We cover the world of independent wrestling and AEW. So make sure you guys tune in. We're live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, Twitter, wherever there's a social media that can get us live. We are live on there, so check us out. And myself and Tiff do, I think, a pretty good job of creating a very AEW fan-based podcast. We like to interact with you guys in the chat, so come on down, interact with us in chat. I know Bill came last week, so be a Bill and come interact.
Love it. Thanks, Kyle. Knocking it out of the park as always. Kimmy, real quick, your shameless promo.
Kimmy Talks Wrestling.
All right, that's it. All right, now on to Bill.
You are awful. Anyway, Kimmy_WB on Twitter, Kimmy Talks Wrestling on Instagram and YouTube, and for some fun East Coast autographs on Facebook to see what the hell I'm doing with some certain wrestlers, because we got some stuff coming up and I'm so excited. February 19th, Angelina Love.
Love it. The shameless promo for Richie. Shout to Richie, who let me meet Charlie. So that he is my best friend ever. Bill, real quick, 30 seconds. Promo.
ThePopBreak.com, at ThePopBreak on Twitter, /PopBreak.com, all spelled out on Facebook, at ThePopBreak on Instagram. Check out the Socially Distanced Podcast. Drops every single Thursday on Anchor, Google, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I am the host of that. It's awesome. We're doing a WandaVision review right now. I write a lot about wrestling. Check out at Bodkin Writes. And if you listen to GCW Fight Forever 24 hours show, Pop Break was a sponsor of it. Boom.
Love it. You guys knocked it out of the park, guys. And thank you so much for doing this. This was awesome. Everyone check out Beach Break Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite. And like I always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We are out. Enjoy the wrestling, guys. Peace.